Yeah. These questions don't sleep. They echo every night. What if, what if, what if? What if? What if I called you that night instead of saying I'm too busy? What if I answered your text? What if you really just missed me? What if the fight we had didn't end the way it did? What if I listened deeper when you talked about the kid? What if I pulled up at your house and man get in the truck? What if I bought you that coffee just to say life's tough, but we're tough? What if I wasn't so wrapped in my problems to see you fade? What if I didn't brush off that look you had on your face? What if I told you I loved you loud enough that it stuck? What if I grabbed you by the shoulder, said don't you give up? What if I sat beside you even when you went quiet? What if the demons in your head didn't start that riot? What if every chance I missed was another little step that led to this? What if love could've pulled you back from the edge? What if I said the words I never said? What if, what if, what if, what if? These questions hit harder than the truth ever did. What if, what if, what if, what if? I give anything to change just one of them. What if I saw the signs clearer, would you still be here? What if I showed up on your doorstep just to fight off your fear? What if I didn't chalk your silence up to it'll be fine? What if the pain you carried wasn't just in your mind? What if I never brought up old wounds in that argument? What if I swallowed my pride and said I'm sorry then? What if my stubborn heart didn't let that moment freeze? What if you weren't trying to leave, just trying to breathe? What if the bottle didn't twist you up inside like rope? What if you felt less alone? What if you still had hope? What if God gave me a minute just to bargain and plead? What if I could take your place just to give you what you need? What if every chance I missed was another little step that led to this? What if love could've pulled you back from the edge? What if I said the words I never said? What if, what if, what if, what if? These questions hit harder than the truth ever did. What if, what if, what if, what if? I give anything to change just one of them. But all the what ifs in the world can't rewrite that night. They just sit in the corners of my mind like broken light. I know it wasn't my fault, but damn, it still feels like it. And healing ain't a switch you flip. It's every breath, every day, every minute I live with this. What if I honored your memory by living better than before? What if I raise up these kids like you always hope for? What if I use this pain as something that teaches me to stand? What if forgiveness ain't weakness, it's strength in my hands? What if your story helps someone else choose to stay? What if the darkness cracks open when we speak on the pain? What if your name lives on through the love we keep alive? What if your fight is the reason somebody else survives? What if the truth is this? You were loved through every moment you didn't think you would miss. What if the light you lost, we carry it instead? What if goodbye ain't the last thing said? What if, what if, what if, what if? These questions don't break me, they help me forgive. What if, what if, what if, what if? You're gone, but your love still alive.